And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who donates to the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. So I want to say thank you to Chris Sones, Orient_Tiger, Rebecca, Breakmeister, Nate, and Duncan. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. You guys help us make a better show for everyone.
Yes.
Rachel.
Uh-huh.
You were drinking last night.
I did, just a little bit.
A little dabble, do you?
So I had my in-person D&D game yesterday. Everybody in the group is fully vaccinated, and we basically have like a private meeting room, and that's where we go to play. So afterwards, though, we were all going to get together in a
get shwasted.
Well, basically like 3 people who are either like in our D&D group or are adjacent to someone in the D&D group had birthdays this month. So we wanted to do sort of like a small kind of get together. So after the game, most of us went over to the house of one of the players, and they have 10
bottles of tequila.
And they have a like a gazebo, so we set up under there. And we got like pizzas from this really good pizza place and some different kinds of beers. And like the people who were hosting brought out like vodka and peanut butter whiskey and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, you had me with vodka. I'm a big fan. Big fan of whiskey. Peanut butter sounds gross.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Oh, yeah. It was like eating a sandwich and getting drunk at the same time.
But we just like hung out and ate pizza and talked about like D&D and music and stuff like that.
So give me the rundown. What'd you have? How many drinks?
I had sort of a variety. I had like some kind of like grapefruit ale, which was
gross.
It was kind of like citrusy, so it was interesting.
Yeah.
There was something that I tried. Somebody had a bottle of it, and we just like split it between 3 of us. And it was, I think, some sort of like sour beer. I'd never had it before.
You drink like some kind of Dionysian princess or something. It's like, I'd like to try the citrus beer. Well, when I used to drink, I was drinking like an assembly line. Like I'm trying to, look, we got to put together this Chevy, okay? Line them up. Okay, so you had a citrus beer and you had whatever, prune water.
Like a sour. And I had some of the peanut butter whiskey.
Right, as one does.
And then I had cranberry vodka, which the woman that poured it had a very heavy hand with the vodka.
Okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, is that it?
Yeah.
You didn't do any keg stands or?
No, we didn't do anything like that.
Oh, you guys didn't shotgun a bunch of them?
No, we didn't do that either.
Well. So, but I know that you are very lightweight.
I am very lightweight.
So you drink 2-3 beers, and you're 6 shades of shit, right? So, like, I can't imagine you drinking a full vodka drink and being like, I mean, that's funny to me because I know when you get drunk, you don't get like most people. Most people get kind of loud and obnoxious, but you're not. You're the opposite. You're like you become a Care Bear sort of, where like you just like beaming friendship rays at people and shit.
I guess so. I
want to give you a compliment. I'm like, okay.
I would say when I drink a bit, I get kind of ditzy, but very positive, and I want to just compliment people.
I like the way your hair is. I'm like, cool. Thank you for that.
Like I don't get touchy or I'm not like, oh, give me a hug or anything like that. I'm just like, hey, you work really hard, and someone should acknowledge like what a great job you do with stuff, and I want to do that for you. Like that's sort of the thing, like what I do.
That's so funny to me because I can't think of anything further from my reality. That is so funny.
Well, you're like, oh, I wanna fight people.
Yeah, it was like look around the room. It's like he's staring at me for longer than a few seconds. What's your deal, bro? Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting though. It's weird. Would be a weird 1-2 combo for people.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say it's very nice to see you, and I'm glad that we met. And I'm like, and now you're gonna die, motherfucker.
And then you're like flipping over a car. And you're like, someone fight me on top of this car.
On this upside down car.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to fight on the bottom of things. Oh, that's funny. So you didn't feel bad when you woke up?
No.
It's unbelievable.
Well, I drink a lot of water before I went to bed.
That's crazy. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything. Yeah. Okay, so before I went to the show the other day, right? I did an event the other day. I filled up my water bottle because that's all I drink now is water, right? So I like filled this water bottle and I'm like, I'm gonna take this, right? And I was like, oh my god, I better bring my Chromebook just in case things slow down. I want to have something I can browse the internet on. So I put the water bottle down, grabbed my Chromebook, put it in the back of my pack. I'm like, ooh, 5 hour. And I went to go grab a 5 hour, threw it in the side panel, and then I zipped it up and I was like, on the way. And I left. And I left my water bottle here. So it's gonna be there for a couple hours, like 5 or 6 or whatever. And I'm like, I don't have my water bottle, so I had to buy bottles of water while I was there. Yeah, I mean they weren't expensive or anything, but it was just one of those things where I was like, I'm used to just I didn't realize how much I drank until I was on my like 3rd bottle of water.
Wow.
And I was just like, man, I'm really moving through these guys. I'm like, I literally would buy it and I'd turn it upside down and it'd be gone because I'm big. So like normal sized things are like samplers for me. You ever have someone bring you mozzarella sticks? They're like, hey, it's a sampler, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll have the mozzarella sticks, and they bring you like 3.
That's very disappointing.
What the fuck is this? The fuck is 3 mozzarella sticks? You better get back there and finish the job, because Jesus.
It's like, thank you for giving me a head start while you cook the rest of them. But
Right. I thought it was like an aperitif.
Pre-appetizer.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the meal when they bring you a chocolate on a napkin. Thank you. But yeah, so I was pounding these waters, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I love this water bottle, and I didn't realize how much I wanted it. And when I got home, like, I don't know how to explain this, but you ever feel like crispy as a person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need more water. Like my body has now become accustomed to a certain level of hydration.
Yeah, I like when I got home last night, because I had to like drain my water bottle while I was hanging out with everybody, and because I was out of water, I was like, well, I guess I'll just have more beer because I don't have any water.
Yeah, well, there's water in there.
Yeah, it's liquid.
I used to do that with vodka. I'd be like, hey, there's water in there.
Oh no.
It's like see-through. You can't even see the parts of the other stuff.
Basically water.
Basically flammable water, which is my favorite kind. But yeah, no, so it's just interesting to me, the differences between your drinking and mine. And then the thought of like you waking up not hungover is upsetting. Like you should have to deal with it, since you don't have to deal with any of the ramifications of the day of. The next day should be doubly bad for you.
Oh, that's unfair.
I think that's the only way for it to shake out, I think, is that every time you drink and are all pleasant, the next morning you should get up and like, have sprouted bat wings or something. Like, and you have to like shave them off with like a fucking nail file.
I don't think that would be fair.
I think it's fair.
I don't think
Ever woke up in a jail cell?
I should not be punished for being nice to people.
Ever woke up in a jail cell?
No, absolutely
not. All right,
not.
well, to shave off your bat wings. We'll call it even. So Other than that, how did your game go?
It was good. I got the game before. I got the Goliath fighter, unconscious. This game, I knocked
See, this is
knocked him. I knocked the paladin unconscious.
Subtextual DM shit. She's like, I got to knock them unconscious. I got to. It's like, come on. We're building a story here. Rachel's out here trying to club.
Or no, it was. I actually in the one combat that we had last game, I knocked both the paladin and the wizard unconscious.
You know what? Maybe that's the reason you're not aggressive when you drink.
Oh, because I get it all out when I'm DMing.
Right. And when I DM, I'm just trying to give everyone a nice story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you're like punching people with your DMing. So
I have the wizard has an owl familiar, and every time there's combat, I have something go after his familiar, and now he's like obsessively like keeping it out of danger all the time. Every time like the start of combat, I'll be like, "Hey, where's your owl at?" And he's like, "It's in the pocket dimension."
You should be like, how many enemies are going after your owl? A 1, a 2, a 3. 3. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Well, what episode are we getting to?
This is Dragon Heist, episode 23.
Ooh.
Round the Old Oak Tree.
I love this one.
Do you?
No, I do. This is a good one.
Oh, okay.
It's got a lot of references. Yeah. References.
All right.
Well, enjoy your references, guys. And stick around at the end. There's going to be a little clippy of things. I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Okay.
Bye. Well, Miss Vaja, it was nice to meet you. One day you'll have to spell your name for me.
Sounds like a plan.
Right on. Let's go wake up the colon duster. That's a nickname.
Well, nice seeing you again. Sorry
You too?
for Victor's existence.
Your father did a good thing taking him in. So did your mother.
Yeah,
Your mother is desperately missed.
thank you.
She nods. Just too bad your father won't pick up a sword again. She heads off back into the tower and dimension doors back to the top. Victor! Back to Troll Skull.
Yeah, in my wagon full of new books.
Yeah.
Do you want to get Starbucks on the way back?
I can make Starbucks. You want some?
We could
It just comes out a little blue.
no.
Just a little blue.
No.
It's got the consistency of Jell-O.
Which is weird because I make it from apples. I don't know why it turns blue.
Let's stop at Starbucks.
We should come up with another name for it.
Starducks.
Starducks. Yeah, okay.
Oh, fuck. All right. In Troll Skull, Rayne is sleeping wonderfully,
Very
blissfully unaware.
of his colon dusting. Sorry. I know that really it probably had nothing to do with buttholes, but that's just until I get any more information. That's exactly what I literally thought for myself. What would be the motivation behind someone dusting another person's butthole? And I was like, oh yeah, that was a joke. That's not what happened. Okay.
That's just your default mode.
I had literally we had made so many jokes about it. I just assumed it was true.
Yeah.
Like I was like, why would they touch his butthole?
Yeah.
I was like, maybe there's something in there.
I'm sure there is, but anyway.
It's easily like 8-ish, 7:38-ish now.
Oh, I thought that sentence was going to end.
I thought I was going somewhere else. I really, I have to admit, I was thinking the same thing.
It easily slipped
easily
up your.
upon.
Yeah, all right.
He's like, I always sleep bottomless, and it's becoming a real hazard. Sorry. Maybe one of those fucking mind flayer things got in there. You're gonna control him.
Shit.
What? It's a butt flare?
Yeah, it's a butt krang. It comes in
God
the back.
damn it. We've only had one player sleep with the mind flare so far.
Oh, he got brain pregnantized.
Yep. Just too bad the game actually wasn't part of canon, so I couldn't actually play on it.
Rachel tried to go swimming with Ghost Dad.
It wasn't Ghost Dad. It was a fake ghost.
It wasn't a fake ghost.
Yeah, it was a fake ghost. It was
So what, it was just Old Man Jenkins in a ghost costume?
It was
Nah, it was an
like,
elder
hey.
brain at the bottom of the lake trying to get her to go swimming for real.
It was something was like projecting, so they looked like a ghost or something like that, but it wasn't actually a ghost. It was a fake ghost that almost drowned Adrie.
The idea that you couldn't tell the difference meant that if there were a real ghost, you would have gone down there to drown. For funsies.
For fun.
Kaeviir actually had to break his normal professional to save her life.
What was really funny is as soon as we got there and people were introing characters and giving descriptions, I was like, that's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, it is. Trust me on this. That's the bad guy. And we got through the entire game, and at the very end, I was like, I told you, motherfuckers. That was
You
the bad
Scooby-Dooed it from the beginning.
guy. Man, I called that shit immediately. I was like, that's the bad guy.
You know how pissed he was? He was only worth 2 souls wanted.
2 souls isn't bad, but I feel like I'm worth at least 5 to 10 souls.
We reference that game a lot for it not being canon, and I don't think we actually recorded it either.
No, we didn't.
I was right, though. I just want to put it out there, even
Oh,
though
yeah.
you can't go back and listen to it. What essentially the nuts and bolts of the end of the story was Rachel tried to drown herself. I saved her. I was undervalued soul-wise on my wanted poster. Jake got his brain pregnantized by a fucking mind flayer, which we didn't deliver. He fought completely naked. His wang was out. And he didn't have any hustle to get dressed after he had the opportunity. And immediately at the start of the episode when we were introed to people, I was like, that's the bad guy. And then at the end, I found out, and I was just looking around, and nobody was impressed. Like, nobody was impressed that I called it before we even heard one line of dialogue from that bitch. It was just the description of her, and I was like, she's the one. She's the bad guy.
Yeah, they all got psychic damage fucked hard in the beginning, or
should
in the
get-
beginning of the fight.
I should get credit for that. There should be more, like, Deece, you were right. For an episode that wasn't recorded and no one heard, I should still be being thanked for it.
I set him up in a Barovia version of like a Puritan witch hunt town.
Okay.
Oh, that was actually just infested with mind flares.
As soon as they started that
Jeez.
description, I was like, yeah, she's evil as fuck.
And then Jake slept with her.
Okay. So go back to Nate. I want to find out why his butthole is being crushed.
All right. So, Nate, it's about 7, 8 in the morning for Rayne.
Okay.
They've been gone a little bit.
I imagine about this time I'm awake, but I'm just sort of laying there with my eyes closed. Just
You're kind of a tapping on the wall.
The Raven tapping at your chamber door.
I roll over to see where the tapping's coming from.
On the wall, you see the chalk tapping the wall.
Good morning, Ale.
It moved.
You have to be a little bit more specific. It's somewhat early in the morning for me. What do you mean, it? It what?
You're brushing your butthole and it moved.
You have to understand.
You
That's
got a little backyard tickle, huh?
The glass of water next to your bed moved. I'm kidding. With every step. Okay. No,
The mirror.
the mirror. The sheet moved.
the sheet moved.
In your butthole, all that sheet moved.
All right. Well, I mean, like, move because some wind blew through the downstairs, or what?
That's a euphemism.
Not sure.
moved through the downstairs is the
It
most
says-
eloquent way I've ever heard anyone talk about a fart in my life.
It-
I'm
The- the
sorry,
choc-
I had a burrito for dinner. Some wind is moving through my downstairs.
Downstairs.
Thank God I'm dead and can't smell.
Oh my god.
You locked us in with Taco Bells and Mountain
Yeah,
Dew.
yeah.
I had a bean replacement pack that they gave me a coupon for. Oh, you can probably clip that out.
Yeah. So, but the chocolate races and writes, the sheet moved off and then was placed back on.
So you're telling me that the sheet, it was as if someone had just picked it up and pulled it off and then put it back on, but you didn't see anyone?
Not that I saw.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a little disturbing. I will get up. Has anything been moved in my study that I'm aware of?
Not in your room, no. But the door's open.
That's
Was
that's such a DM way of phrasing it. Where you're,
Yeah,
someone says, "Has
Not
anything
that
been
you're
moved in
aware
here?" Not in your room.
yeah. Okay. So I will get dressed and I will make my way downstairs. I do feel as if a particular region of my body has been given a nice once over, so that's refreshing and everything. I make my way downstairs. I go into the first floor.
Hey, don't worry, man. They clean up afterwards.
Oh, that's good. Self-cleaning butthole. So when I go downstairs, I assume I see everything as it was when I went to bed
Yeah.
earlier this morning.
Nothing really jumps out of place. You know, the tables are still there. Kaeviir's medical supplies are still there.
I'm going to
Here's
make
there.
I'd like to make a perception roll to see if or an investigation, I guess. I want to see
Okay.
if there's something just not obvious.
All right.
It's a 15. It's not horrible.
All right. You do notice that the cellar door's open, behind the bar, that goes down to Kaeviir's stills. You notice that your bedroom door was open when you left your room that morning.
Okay.
That the sheet's back on the sheet is on the mirror like it was when Kaeviir left it. But besides that, you don't see any other doors open.
No footprints or anything on the floor, nothing like that.
Mm-mm.
And it would be unusual for Kaeviir to leave his cellar door open.
He's a creature of habit. You know, he gets done brewing, he puts everything away. He doesn't like leaving shit out to break or do anything else.
Yeah. If I notice that everything on the first floor is at least as it was previously, I'll go downstairs and make sure no one's been touching his tubes.
All right. You go downstairs.
This is the most ridiculous series of conversation pieces. Somebody was in there touching my chocolate donut. Someone came down here and handled my tubes.
But yeah, I'll go downstairs into the cellar and
All right.
I will see if there's anything. I'm going to be looking probably for things that are obviously wrong because I don't think I have spent much time, if at any point, since moving into Troll Skull down here in the basement. So,
All right. You're not seeing anything immediately out of weird or anything like that. You're not seeing any of the tubes disconnected or in the wrong places. Kaeviir took all his potions with him, right?
Oh yeah, all the ones that are freshly brewed, yeah.
Okay.
There's still ones that
So-
are in the process of being made.
All right. Nothing seems messed with at all, or that you can tell. It looks, pretty normal Kaeviir down there.
I'll go back up and I'll. So besides the sheet moving off the mirror, was there anything else strange overnight?
All this happened after Kaeviir and Adrie left. It was written on the wall.
All right. Well, we'll file that information away.
He also
And-
opened Adrie's room.
My ceramic pony collection. Someone
Yeah.
check on it.
It just drew dicks on all the horses.
Actually, that was just Victor. Yeah, if he informs me that Adrie's room's been tampered with, I will. Now, wait a minute. Does he specifically say? How did he phrase that again? Because that's.
As your door was opened, he says Adrie's door was opened as well.
Okay. So he didn't refer to what opened it, just the fact that the door was open.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll go up to the door. I'll steal my resolve against what I'm going to be subjected to when I walk in the room, and then I open the door. Or
Are
the door's
you-
already open.
Are you going into a teenage girl's room without her permission?
Oh my God.
If we need to elf-splain this, she is 100 and something years old.
Yeah. I'm not. All I'm doing is just approaching the door, and I'm going to look in to see if anything has been overturned, disheveled, anything like that, because I have to assume that everything will be in pristine condition otherwise.
Oh yeah, dude, it's all princess perfect.
It'd be funny if 12 got through here through the mirror
God,
and
no.
started poisoning everything.
No.
But it's mirror 12, so maybe she's really nice.
No. She's never nice.
Yeah. I guess I kind of have to shrug it off.
Give me a percent. I mean, it's you want to really. I mean, nothing's flipped over. Nothing's that you can tell has been shuffled or anything. Not now.
Okay.
If anything's been added or taken, that wouldn't be as obvious.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I will throw a perception. I have a fantastic modifier of +0, so. Oh well, hey, look at that, 17. Son of a bitch.
You do notice one thing that's kind of out of color coordination.
Okay, how kind? Okay.
There's a yellow ribbon laying next to the pillow.
No, David.
Are you serious?
A yellow ribbon.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna be poisoned.
And I know
that's
this
the
is
noise
not.
you'll make, and then you'll die.
Yeah, I know this is not something that Adrie would normally wear.
Do you touch it?
No, I don't go in the room.
Okay.
Like I said, all I did was I looked at the door, I noticed it, and I to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that Rayne would immediately put any more emphasis on that other than, that's weird. I'm going to ask Adrie, hey, where did you get that, yellow ribbon from? So, no, I'm not going to go in. I'll make a note of it, and then I will head downstairs because at this point I want some breakfast, and I have a couple of errands to run myself today, not, including going and trying to figure out what I can about this mirror. And now I think seeing or hearing what Els told me, I want to probably put that to the top of my list.
All right. Sounds good. So you head out, and where do you go first?
Well, you tell me. Who do I think would be? I suppose I can invent somebody, but I would imagine, being in the political network, I'm going to know the who's who of Waterdeep. Who would I go to as a who would be the expert mirror? I mean, do I need to find the guy that does the antique magical roadshow here or something in Waterdeep? You know,
You could go talk to your shitty ass detective who's scrubbed tier at low level.
I was gonna mention that you do have the detective you can go to.
That's
you
true.
Go to Blackstaff for sure. That's one place I know you wouldn't go. They would have the answer, but they'd probably take the mirror.
Mm. Okay, yeah, don't want that just yet, but I will keep that under consideration. That if this does start to become a little bit too dangerous for us to have, I don't mind handing it over to the Blackstaffs. If I think it's going to kill us in some way, shape, or form, I wouldn't want to keep it in-house.
Dangerous for us. Imagine how dangerous it'd be with a high level person across from it. Oh my god.
Well, I would also have to imagine that a high level person would know what to do with it appropriately.
No, we've experienced it. We don't.
It's an assumption. That's an assumption on Rayne's part.
You know what they say about assumptions? It makes an ass out of umption.
Yeah, that's right.
You do know a mage in the docks. He is an underground mage in a sense where he doesn't follow Blackstaff. He doesn't follow Waterdeep rules. He snuck into the city. He isn't registered.
Okay.
He is a Luskan native,
Okay.
but he doesn't. He came down to Waterdeep to dodge the war between Luskan and Neverwinter.
Okay.
His name is Nikolai.
Nikolai. He's an underground mage. I knew him before he was cool.
Yes.
I'd originally for this week did a sketch for a comic about Chill Touch, the spell,
Mm-hmm.
and it just being a wizard handing another wizard a Snickers bar, and he's like he casts like this really aggressive, and then just hands the guy Snickers. It's like chill. He's like okay. But
Nice.
I didn't think it was as funny as, but the visual is funny.
Then I'll head back over to the docks.
All right. So you reach the docks. Nikolai kind of hangs out in not really the best part of the docks, but you know everyone that sees you knows you. They're fine with you coming around. The gangs really don't bother you too much. You look out for everyone pretty as best you can. So you kind of go into this shady, not really tavern, more of a kind of a gambling hall.
Okay.
So you see a few people around. You see what seems to be someone serving drinks. You see a few tables. You see Nikolai in the corner just kind of counting cards by himself.
Okay. I will... Hold on one second.
Yeah, no worries.
I always type whenever I'm messaging Rachel. I always type things weird, like intentionally. Like it started out as it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sometimes I'll spell things incorrectly, right? Because the autocorrect fucks my phone up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I started doing is sometimes I'll just spell things as wrong as possible. It's sort of like a joke, but that only fuels my autocorrect's misunderstanding of how words are spelled. So after a while, it gets crazy, and I have to clear it and try again. But I was like, you better get deaded. Murdered, spelled M-U-R-D-E-R-R-D. Poisoned, P-O-Y, space S-U-H-N-D. Yellow ribbon, all caps. And then martyred, M-A-R-D-I-R-D. And then killed in your sleep, K-I-L-D-I-N-Y-O-S-L-E-Y-P. One word. Killed in your sleep.
Oh,
Killed
Lord.
Martyred.
All right.
Get stabbed.
Stabbed. So I enter this gambling den. I will motion over to the person who's serving drinks. I will request a Bloody Mary.
He stabs a bitch and throws her on the table.
I'll request.
That'll be $45.
I will be more less vague or with my request for drink, and I'll go over to where Nikolai is sitting. I'll pull out a chair and sit down.
He looks up as he's kind of flipping cards into a cup on the table. Mr. Taché.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome. It's been a while since I saw you this side of town.
Yes. Well,
My fees
traveling
aren't
a
due
bit.
again, are they?
Oh, no. Everything's good. This is more, I guess, of what you might call a social call.
Oh, then I'm happy. He pulls cards out, lays them on the table, flips them over. What are we drinking?
Well, I'm hopeful that the second Bloody Mary I ordered has less murder attached to it.
They bring one over nicely.
Yeah, good.
No blood on the glass this time.
Good. That's always a good sign. I'll stir it with the celery stalk. Take a drink. Was wondering what you might know about magic mirrors.
What kind of magic mirrors we talking? They kind of range here or there.
Okay. Well,
We got ones that can show you what you want.
mm-hmm.
We have, yeah, pretty much the ones that show you what you want, the ones that can curse you to make you look at them forever, ones that make you keep coming back and steal your life.
Well, I'm thinking specifically something about one that when you look into it, you see what I imagine is an alternate version of yourself.
His eye
My,
picks it up.
yeah, my associates and I came across a mirror, and as usual, these conversations we have are definitely just between the two of us.
Of course, of course.
When we look in this mirror, we see ourselves, but we see different versions. It's not an exact reflection. We either dress differently or there's something different about our physical appearance, or in one case, we even see a different aged version of who we are. It's a little bizarre, and I'm just trying to figure out if this is something, what the intent of this mirror is, what its design is, what it's actually used for, and whether or not this might be something I don't no longer want in my home.
Who else knows that you have this?
Well, it's just me and my associates right now, and they're a very close-knit group, so
That's good.
That's as far as it's gone.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of one of those mirrors outside of Myth-Drannor. They're ancient, they're elven, they go way back.
I see.
We're talking thousands of years. Doorways forged from mithrils.
So you say a doorway, you implying that things can move through this mirror?
Yeah, we're not talking moving between like the plane of shadow and moving between the ethereal plane, or taking a hot stop in Alvernus and going up to the celestial and back. We're talking doorways to other stars, to other worlds.
I see.
The elves, well, not really the elves. The sun elves, they did the jiggy thing with the demons, and they forged a race called Demon Fae, and they tapped into some unknown magics that they shouldn't have. They opened some doorways that never should have been opened.
And
What do you get when you crossbreed a fucking succubus with a sun elf?
I'm assuming that's a rhetorical question because I have no idea.
Yeah,
But it
they're
doesn't
yeah.
sound good.
They're called Feyre. But either way, they're a nasty group, and they got into some dark magic that should never have been opened. And you found one of the mirrors that should never
Yes.
have left Myth-Drannor.
And now it's sitting on the first floor of my home.
Now, the bright side is it's closed.
Closed.
Well, you have to, from what I understand, someone on one end has to know how to open it between the two ends. You have to have a mirror on both sides to open.
All right. So
But-
let's just say, hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
What's the likelihood of there actually being someone with a mirror like this on the other side? I mean, what's the probability of someone actually being able to move through one of these? Is it like 1 in 100 or 1 in a million?
Well,
How,
it depends on the shape of each of the worlds. We don't know how their world leveled out. We don't know who has it in their world. In our world, we hunted the Faerie were hunted and trapped, and eventually trapped in Hell's Gate. The mirrors were taken to the bottom of Mithranor and left, and the ones that were broken, I'm amazed this one survived the purge.
okay. So is it considered safe as long as it's covered?
As long as you don't come into contact with it or someone says the magic commands for it.
So when you mean contact, you mean not actually physically picking it up, but touching the glass portion itself? Or...
Touching the glass could possibly open a door. It could unlock your side.
All
Your
right.
side could be locked. Most of them were locked.
Okay.
Most of the mages that had them never left them open because who knows what's on the other side of the world coming out.
Oh, understood. Well, it was transported, but it was transported covered, and as far as I know, no one's touched it, so I don't have any reason to believe our side's been unlocked.
There was a moon elf that went way crazy back in the day. I forget his name, but as the legend goes with the mirror, he got so busy because not only was he able to look into it, he actually made contact through it without opening the door to the other hymns, and they kept discussing each other's lives, and they become so depressed that neither of them succeeded in whatever their goals were that they ended up offing themselves.
Hmm. Well, as far as I can tell, when we've seen the other versions of ourselves, we didn't get a reaction necessarily, at least not one that I saw, so I guess that's a good sign.
And if someone starts talking to you through it,
Mm-hmm.
don't touch it.
Don't talk.
Don't
Okay.
touch it. Don't. Even if they're the nicest person in the world,
Mm-hmm.
the road to hell is paved with nice intentions.
Yeah, understood.
You know what? I can feel the blame already, guys. I can feel it. It's palpable.
Hey,
Just want you to know before you even start.
out of game, Rayne is not aware that he just thinks that you put the mirror down there and you left it covered. So,
And that's exactly what we're going to keep saying.
Hey, Kaeviir, or Deese, if you wouldn't have touched it, I would have had an NPC touch it.
Oh, okay, good. Well, out of game, everyone can go fuck themselves then because it was going to happen anyway.
right.
Future Rachel, take out that part where David said he would have an NPC touch it, so that way it looks like it's solely Deese's
fault.
It's cool. I'm going to reference it 25 more times. So you know what? We used to think the editor had all the power. She's got to clip out anything she didn't want in here, and I can grind this shit to a halt.
Guess we'll just have to lose this episode then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then we can reference it in the next game, and the next game, and the next game, just like we did about the episodes. This is how the podcast ends.
Yep.
It's a repetitive loop.
With a whimper.
So, Nikolai, one last question. Once again, purely hypothetical.
All right.
If someone, say, observed that a covered mirror uncovered itself.
His eyes get a little wide for a second.
I was really hoping that you were just going to remain neutral, but that look you're giving me is not good.
When it got uncovered, did anyone touch your butthole?
Hypothetically,
step 2 in the ritual.
He's like, hypothetically, and at that moment he kind of, hold on a second. He raises his hand up and he casts a spell in the room. Looks around. All right, cool. Hypothetically, if someone came through, they knew what they were doing.
All right. Well, I sure am glad we're only speaking in hypotheticals then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Blood magic's a way to power the mirror sometimes.
Blood magic.
Very rare. Very few places actually teach blood magic. But you
Okay.
literally put your own life force to power the mirrors.
Well, I will make a note of that.
But,
We said hypothetically a few times. It was like hypoallergenically
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
but I mean, it's a way to bypass the command spell.
Okay.
If you can't figure out who locked it, blood magic opens it.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Let's, like if you got the mirror secondhand from somebody and they forgot to tell you what the password is there like a recovery feature? Does it need like your cell phone or your email address or something to send you a code so
There's
you
a
can
little hole at the top of the frame, and you have to get a
a
paper,
paper clip to
Yeah.
put down in there?
And
Got
then
it.
on
Okay.
the mirror shows up 9 pictures, and you have to hit all the ones that have stop signs in it.
Now, there is an extremely dangerous part of the mirror.
I would assume
It's the bottom, isn't it? It feels like it's the bottom. I know it's the
If
bottom.
you see a fractured side of the other, it means whatever world you're looking to, the mirror is broken, or at least that mirror is broken, which can be dangerous to travel through.
Okay.
You never want to exit on a broken mirror.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be passing through any mirrors or anything else like that. I just don't see where that's going to come up at all. I don't see that as
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, yes, I don't see that
Hypotenusically speaking. Yeah.
in my future plans. All right. Well, I thank you for appeasing my curiosity.
Gonna forget we had this conversation because I really don't want to know one of those mirrors is in Waterdeep.
I don't know what you're talking about. What mirror? I just came in here for
Exactly.
a bloody mirror, and I just tap his glass and swallow the rest of it whole and get up and leave.
You can see back when he was flipping every card into the cup in the center table. This time he begins to miss by accident, not on purpose, missing. Like, fuck. Now his mind's like, fuck.
When you said you swallowed the rest of the glass, I was just like, he pours the liquid on the ground and then smashes the thing and eats the glass pieces.
Well, armed with that knowledge, I think the rest of my errands for the day can wait. I'm making a beeline directly back. So yeah, I'm gonna forego the remainder of my errands for the day and head straight back to Troll Skull because this seems like something that Kaeviir and Adrie need to know immediately.
You get back, we're playing tic-tac-toe with the mirror.
You're all touching it.
Yeah.
You're breathing fog into it and then drawing. She's drawing unicorns and you're drawing dicks and yeah, great.
She's drawing a unicorn and I'm drawing a eunuch's horn.
Gotcha.
So Kaeviir and Adri, you guys reach back Troll Skull. It's empty. Nobody's there.
All right, book time. I'm gonna carry my bookshelf in.
All right. You get your bookshelf in. As you guys are finishing as he's finishing bringing in the bookshelf, Rayne comes running in through the front door.
Well, maybe not exactly running, but
Okay.
close to it.
Oh, hi guys.
I sashayed back to the man as fast as I could. It's a little bit of Blanche Dubois here, all right? Just work with it. I come in. What are they doing?
Well, I was gonna go upstairs and arrange my furniture since it got delivered in the middle of the night, and I haven't actually put it where I want it.
Yeah, just
Ooh,
piled
nice.
it up.
We can go over the yellow ribbon.
Okay, so when I get there, what do I see? Is like when I get there.
When you get there, you see Kaeviir with a bookshelf getting it positioned in the room.
I do not see Adri though.
No, she has gone upstairs to her bedroom.
Kaeviir, where's Adri?
She's upstairs.
Did you notice anything strange about your basement?
I haven't gone down there yet.
All right. Have you talked to Elle since you've been back?
No, I just got back. I putting up the
All right.
bookshelf.
All right, look, I don't have time to go into it fully right now. Just don't touch the mirror, and you said she's upstairs. Follow me. I think there's trouble. And I just tear ass upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna take the one of the sheets. I'm gonna wrap it around the blanket, drag it, the books on the floor, and then I'll go upstairs.
All right. Upstairs, Adrie, you find your door open to your room.
Someone in my room? Oh my god. I'm gonna go in and kind of look around to see if anything is like out of place or.
Give me perception.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
God damn it.
You
So
forgot why you came into this room.
that would be a
The
4.
only thing you see is
Where did all these unicorns come from?
is the yellow ribbon next to your pillow.
That's definitely not mine. Ugh, is this from one of Victor's weird friends? Is this like a? I'm gonna go look at it.
All right, you pick it up at all?
Yeah, I pick it up to look at to see if there's like a
Okay.
note or anything with it. Because I'm gonna assume that it's from Victor's weirdo
Okay.
friend that has a crush on me.
Can I get a con check? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. On it, you find a weird writing that you can't read.
Do I know the language it's written in?
You don't have any levels in Rogue, do you?
No.
No, then you can't.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's about this time I come into the doorway.
Yeah,
Miss Adrie, and I see her.
holding the ribbon.
Is that yours?
No, I don't wear ribbons.
I didn't think so.
Did you come in my room?
No, someone else did.
Who?
I'm not exactly sure. Therein lies the problem.
You let a stranger into my room?
I did not let anybody into your room. They made themselves at home while I was asleep and while you were out.
Well, they left me a weird note.
I'm gonna walk into the room eating one of those muffins that we still had left over.
Just getting crumbs all over the place.
Yeah.
What's going
What
on?
do you mean someone left you a note? Let me see.
I'll hold out the. Like, see? There's writing on it.
Does anybody read Thieves' Cant? All right.
I do,
Um,
teacher. I do.
Give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Oh, well, that's going to go over like a fart in church. I don't know. Fuck all.
All right. Well,
That's a
you
3.
do speak a rough Thieves' Cant. You do know Thieves' Cant enough to pick up that you pretty much can make out you get the gist of it says, how the fuck are these two around again? Just kidding, Kay.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure what to do with that information, but I will turn to the two of them. I'll go, look, apparently sometime after you left for your morning bookstore run, Elle said that the sheet on that mirror was removed and then replaced. But he didn't see who did it. Furthermore, my door was open. Miss Adrie, your door was open. Mr. Kaeviir, your basement door was open. And my back door was tenderly caressed.
What?
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, it's canon.
All I know, Mr. Kaeviir, is that someone was rooting around where they didn't belong.
Oh my god, my tubes! I run downstairs. No, I'm kidding.
Throw the muffin on the floor and
Yeah.
step on it.
I run back upstairs and grab the muffin.
Yeah.
We're almost out.
Yeah. No, someone left this specifically for Miss Adrie, and I don't really know exactly what to make out of it, but apparently whoever left it knows you two.
Knows who?
You and Miss Adrie. It's written in a really rough thieves language.
But we don't know that, right? They just said these two.
That's true. It could be
you.
It could be you.
I mean, yeah, it's closer to you. Touch
no,
your
that's that's true.
Didn't touch mine.
They do know me more intimately than you two. That is true.
I guess. I mean.
Well, yeah. I think it was just a light dusting.
Why was this left in my was this note left for me? Because I can't.
Well, I'm assuming
this.
I assuming you're one of the two. Well, either you can't read it, or I can't imagine that someone would leave you a note and put it in a language that you can't read.
That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened.
I know.
I left a note.
Meant for someone else who's supposed to
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just letting you know what I'm aware of now. And the fact that Elle wasn't able to see whatever it was that moved that sheet. Look.
So maybe someone who was invisible came in here?
I don't think it's someone who's invisible. This is what I'm afraid of. While you were out, I went and visited with one of my associates. He knows a thing or two about mirrors.
I'm a mirrorologist.
He's a mirrorologist, that's right. Now, I know a mage named Nikolai down in the dock ward. He's trustworthy in my network. I let him know a little bit about what we had in our possession, and he's told me some things that concern me, let's say. Apparently, this is more than just a mirror. This is a potential portal. It's a doorway, and not like your standard portal between realms or anything like that. It's not like taking a ride through Sigil. This is like big-time alternate universe weird sort of stuff. And his warning to me is that we shouldn't touch it. And if anyone tries to make contact through the mirror with us, he said it's possible that we may be spoke to, or we may be there may be some sentience among whatever's on the other side of the mirror, that we should not make contact with it, that whatever it is, no matter how nice it may seem, its intentions will not be pure and golden. So as long as we don't touch it, and as long as we keep it covered, we should be fine. Do I see any semblance of guilt on the part of anyone?
I haven't touched it other than when I moved the sheet off of it.
Mr. Kaeviir, I assume you kept it covered the entire transport back from the City of the Dead?
Yeah, I left it covered. The only time I even interacted with it is shake it a little bit to try to scare Alicia. I didn't want her messing around with it.
No, and that's probably a good sign, but I'm really, really hoping that maybe we didn't accidentally activate this thing. It's possible that whatever put this ribbon here on Miss Adrie's pillow came through that mirror. And if it did, that could be bad news.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kaeviir the Raven, Rachel as Adrie the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rayne Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. I was start doing that with PlayStation 5. Like, I really want a PS5 wiener. I gotta find out a way to do wiener cleavage for the internet, for the Instagram. Can I do that? Can I get some scientists over here to help me figure this out?